Hi, I'm Brandon Lockett, and today I'm going to show you how I made this crazy song. Okay, this song brings me a lot of joy. And it's actually been a while since I've written it, but let's dive in and I will show you how I created such a silly but fun. I don't even know how to describe this piece, but I like it and I hope you do too. Anyways, the premise of this song was that I wanted to create a bass line that was completely chromatic. And let me glue these together so you can see. So completely chromatic, as you can see. It pops up octaves. Right, really fun. And so the chords for this I have no idea what the chords are. I have no idea how they work. All that I did was I created the bass line, and then I went in and I chose I just chose notes, a chord that seemed to work for the first one, and then I just would change one note or change two notes just to try and make it work with the next bass note. So I don't know what it is playing. I just changed one note up or down here or there like this to try and make the next chord fit with that bass note. So this song is completely devoid of theory, at least that I understand. I'm sure there's theory that someone else might be able to explain, but it's very out there. So then there's the synth lead. Comes in. And how I wrote that was sitting, after I wrote the bass and the chords down, I sat at my keyboard with that sound that I had found and probably messed around with a melody for a half an hour because it was really hard to find notes that sounded right over those chords. I had no idea what key I was in. It changed every chord basically. So it's kind of like a jazz solo, I guess. And I just did my best, and what I came up with, I'm really proud of. So the rest, at least in this first section, other than the drums, are little candies, little fillers. So this first one, I titled Am I Mario? And that happens every couple bars. And then there's Jellyfish, which is the name of the song, Jellyfishes, or Jellyfish, I can't remember. And all I did, if I turn off my effects,
Jellyfishes.
And if you've got stereo on, if you've got headphones on, or you're listening out of speakers, you'll hear that switches. This is the pan. It's going from left to right, from right to left. So if I turn on, let me show you what I have. So I'm using the mouth. I'm using this little compressor thing from Waves, and a little bit of a gain knob driver. So without those,
Jellyfish.
and then here's the robot,
Jellyfish.
or Formant Space is what it was called. If I add these two,
Jellyfish. Jellyfishes.
so just kind of a cool sound to add. And then this one is the same same jellyfish as either that one or that one. And what I'm doing with this is I'm using monotone robo. And it's sped up a lot. Let's see how much. Let's see. If I just zoom in. Okay, so it's 1.5 times the normal rate. So just little candies and definitely pitched up and all sorts of weird stuff. And the other thing that you'll see with this one, the pan is also going crazy back and forth. So it's like blah, 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 really quick. Just kind of trippy in your ears. So that's the A section, other than the drums. The drums, I'm just using Strike, and by the way, we're in 7/4, and so I'm sure I found just some sample of drums in 7/4, some pattern from Strike, and put it in, and it seemed to work for me. Maybe I changed up a certain kicks here or there, but yeah, that's pretty much all that is. So I didn't do a whole lot of original work on the drums, I'm pretty sure, on this one. Then the B section, we get to a new pad, and I'm using Vacuum Pro for this one. Oh, and you know what? I'll go back in a second and show you the other synths that I'm using, and a cool thing about the bass on the other part. So, oops, that's the bass. Really kind of airy and just beautiful and free. And we'll get to the kid laughs, I promise. This bass is using Monarch. Am I Sexy is the name of it. It's not the name I came up with, but you know, pretty good. So then I found a random kid's laugh online. I wanted more candy, right? So I found this random kid's laugh, and this is the kid's laugh. Just giddy, right? Just happy kid. Which is what I wanted this song to be. I just wanted it to be happy, makes you laugh, makes you smile. But then I added some effects. It looks like I'm using the mouth, and I'm just adding some chorus. Echo chorus is the preset that it's under. I probably didn't change it much. So just a little bit of some space distortion there. And then this one is the same sample loaded into Form, which is a sample-based synthesizer. So I've got the same thing right here, right? And then what I'm doing is the speed is up a ton, and then it's 3 times the speed, and then I'm just a whoop. So it's just catching the first of the sample, so it ends up sounding like this. And I change the pitch occasionally, just for fun. And that's that part. Just fun little candy. You'll also notice these pan lines on both of the kids laugh things. I like going back and forth or right to left or whatever it may be. In this case, it's left to right on these fast descending ones. My question of the day for you guys is, do you think this would go in a video game? And if so, what video game would you choose? The game I would choose would probably be Super Monkey Ball. I think that's what it's called. Honestly, not super familiar with that game, but I feel like this vibe just fits that happy, like push a ball around and go through the course sort of theme. So that's what I'd choose. So the last things I wanted to touch on are these bass synths, the bass synth and these chords, the synth that I'm using for that, and then the lead and how I'm getting the sounds there. So this bass, I'm using 2 sounds, and this is a really great trick. So let me show you with just Loom on. Oops. And then just Vacuum Pro. So Loom is like a punchy, like higher frequency hit, and the Vacuum Pro is like a more like a sub bass sound. So when you combine them, you get that smack, and you get that low woof sort of sound. So that's a really great trick to combine sounds, to stack them. The chords, on this, I'm just using, it looks like I just found some random patch on Hybrid. Let me solo this one. I don't remember adjusting this one very much, so I probably just found a preset that I liked and went with it. Now the lead, if I remember right, this is Monarch, but I could be wrong. No, it's Massive, okay. So really, really quite cool. I think I chose this one because it's got glide, and I love glide, especially on my leads. I think it's so fun to play with glide. So you can hear it takes a second for it to slide on up. And it's not like heavy glide, so it's just a quick one. And then the mod wheel does a nice little vibrato. So you can see that underneath. See those little black things underneath the MIDI notes? That's when I turned the mod wheel up. So it just, you can see it right here too. Just gives the note a little bit of vibrato. Right, so it just makes it a little exciting, gives it some flair, and yeah, I think that's about everything that I did for this song. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to click the things and do all that stuff because it really helps me out. And I hope that you enjoyed Jellyfishes, and feel free to check out any of my other videos or social media.